Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Age Capture Live. I am your host, Harry Bridgeforth, and today I have a very special guest, good friend of mine, all around good guy, helped me through so much stuff in my life, Mr. Officer Thomas. How you doing, sir?
Good intro. I like that. I like that. I like that.
Had to bring it,
Man, I'm
had to put
doing
it in
well.
there. You know,
I'm
for the
doing well,
fans and all this
man.
stuff, this guy, me and him have gone through everything,
Man.
literally.
Woo,
So,
woo.
you know. But I'm
Yeah.
glad you took the time to be on the show. We've been trying to hook up. This is a good experience. We've been trying to just chill, and this is like this, and then the whole thing later on. We got like a party we're gonna be going to, so it's a good thing to catch up finally and see where everybody's at. I'm happy that you're well and healthy. I wish only positive for you, but we're gonna get into like your career as a profession as a police officer, and then also some personal things. All right.
All right. All right. Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna ask a couple questions about your profession, and then we're gonna ask a couple questions considered the shotgun questions, which are more like personal. If you like your taste on certain things, if you like hot dogs, hamburgers, things like that.
All right. Okay.
Right?
No hot dogs. I don't do that.
I'll
I
do the
don't do
hot
that.
dogs, sir. I'll do
I
the
don't
hot
do the
dogs.
hot dog. But you remember, I don't eat red meat either. So
Yeah. You still do it? You still do it?
yeah,
You
yeah.
still
I
yeah?
still do it. Yeah, yeah. Chicken, lobster, fish.
Okay,
That's it. I don't
okay.
do that red meat. I don't do that
Yo,
beef. Nope.
everyone that's a fan, this dude, right? We was going to the academy together,
Here
and
we
Phil,
go. Here
he
we go.
had like we was like who like you running around like you think you in shape and stuff. I was like, yo, who is that dude right there? I was like, yo, who is that dude? Dude got like an 8-pack, right? Full, like he looked like an action figure, right? So we was like, yo, what do you eat? We all trying to like cut and all this other stuff over there. We in the gym, right? Doing squats and stuff. Phil come with like this little regimen, couple push-ups, couple sit-ups. Remember, we was running back and forth
Uh-huh.
trying to get. Yo, that worked too. I felt it like the next
Mm-hmm.
day and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
also before
That
you did bodybuilding, right?
right, right. I did bodybuilding before that, and I was always thinking about, growing up,
Mhm.
your body's your temple. So,
Yep.
if you don't treat your body right, it sets you up for the future, man.
Yep.
And you get your body right, your mind right, and then it carries on to your children. So,
Yeah.
once you keep
That's
that
it,
that
genetics. Yep. Yep.
exactly that genetics. And then I didn't drink either for
Nope.
about 15, 18 years. Yeah, I didn't drink. But now you want to ask me
Done.
now? Ah,
Done.
shoot.
Done, son.
like the boys at headquarters, they said, now you a cop,
Yeah.
now
Now
you a
you
cop.
sipping. Now
Yeah.
you,
Now you sipping, now you a cop, brother. I'm like, thank you. But
and you know what it is? Like we was in the same group because we were like the older crew.
right,
I mean, so
right.
we had our little group, we had a little clique over there, and we the older guys look at the younger guys, try to teach them stuff. So, we did all right.
Exactly.
We did all right.
Yeah, we did all right. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
we're gonna get into the questions, right? And you can elaborate on as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no time limit or anything like that.
All right.
And then we're gonna do the 5 regular, and then we're gonna do the 5 shotgun questions, and then we're gonna do some plugs if you want to do any plugs, and then we're gonna be good. All right.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
So the first question is, how did you get into policing? So you can go through the whole process. You can break it down however you want. How did you get into policing?
How I got into policing. I just pulled the trigger. I was a teacher before that, teacher for 18 years, and love kids. Love kids, love coaching kids to be the best they can be. Come from a athletic background, and so from teaching, decided to become a cop. My brother is a cop in Kansas,
Mm-hmm.
in Wichita, Kansas, and every now and then, when we would speak on the phone, we would chop it up about life on the streets with him, and he's telling me stories, and then every now and then I would get a few people to tell me, hey, are you a cop? Why don't you become a cop? And I'm like,
Nah.
nah. And then, yeah, nah. And then one day I just, said, let me become a cop. There's a lot of opportunities there, and
Yeah.
money wise, beneficial wise, and I did it. Started studying. Every time, after I left work, came back, started studying, timing myself during certain, sections of the test.
Yep.
Make sure I get my, consistencies right and timing right when I'm answering the multiple choice, and then did the physical. Physical wasn't a huge thing, but then got into it, and that's it.
I mean, a lot of people they haven't either tried to be a cop, and they see the process that it takes. Until you actually go through it, you don't know how many tests. I mean, literally before you even got to the academy, you had like 30 tests. I mean,
exactly. Like, yeah, you're right.
I mean, you know about like the psychological one and like the polygraph. That's usually the one everyone talks about. But I'm like, yo, you had like 18 tests before you even got there, before you even got to the academy.
Exactly. And as well, the hard part is getting in. The hard part is getting in. The easy part is that 6 months, that wasn't hard at all. You just got to play the game.
You got to play it. You got to like just survive. Follow the directions. For one, they're not trying to make you fail. We weren't like state troopers where they're like, yo,
no.
wow. Like, it was like we're trying to make sure you're good. You go back, you know what you're doing. You're prepared to actually get out and be a beat cop. Like that's the process of it. So
exactly. And make sure that you make it home safe. That's what they're trying to do. Get as much information as you can.
Yep.
Get to the academy. I mean, get to the back at your designated locations wherever 47 of us went.
Yep.
And FTO starts, and then it's good, officer safety, being safe, and make sure your reports are good, and that's it. And that's it. Yeah. It was a good time. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't turn the clock back at all.
Nah. It was I mean, all around, it's an experience that you can't really explain it unless you've done it. And then and then if you've done it, it's like you don't really have to. I don't think you look at anybody that has been a cop, depending on how long you've been a cop. It's just the fact that you did it. You know what I mean? You were able to do it. It's kind of the same way like as being a soldier. It's kind of like if you were a soldier for 20 years or a soldier for a year, you still understand the basic training and all that other stuff. It's like you knew you got through it. You know what I mean? So you could have made it how long you wanted to. You know what I mean? So
right. It's a brotherhood because not everybody make it through.
You make it.
Not everybody makes it through.
Yeah, some people didn't.
Some people didn't make it.
Yeah. Some people didn't.
You're right. Mm-hmm. You're right. Yeah.
So the next question, obviously, is a popular question in society right now. Being a cop of color, you get ridiculed in a lot of different ways and stuff like that. Like, what is the hardest challenge as a cop of color? Like, what do you see as like the biggest problem?
You know what, Bridge? It's a twofold question because sometimes, as an African American being a cop, you're looked at. You're a traitor. They don't say hi to you when you initiate contact. When you like, hey, how you doing? You say hi to their kids. They're dragging their kids along. Now, don't wave to him. It's weird. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's during times like through the holidays, like Halloween and Christmas, and you out there. There's half the times I walk the beat. And I'm very community based, and this is why some of the lieutenants, they put me out on the beat.
I've seen your stuff. So,
I walk. I engage with a lot of people in the community and waving to kids, and I'm talking about now kids of color and families of color. They don't wave back, Bridge. They don't wave back. It's like they look at you like, don't say anything, or who is this guy? Like,
Like, why is he doing
traitor?
that? Why is he doing
like,
that?
Why is he doing that?
What kind of cop is he?
Exactly. And then here's the other twofold. The other side is, every call we go to, there's a backup. They send the backup, and it's our counterparts, our colleagues, a white cop, and they don't show them respect. and they always want to come and talk to you. Which puts you in a difficult situation. And they disrespecting that other cop, and now you're trying to jump in and you're trying to mediate another situation that you're not even there.
You're not even there for.
So, that you're not even there for. So you're there for one initial situation. All of a sudden, another situation breaks out, and you're trying to mediate, and it's just you got your hands tied. Society. I think the worst thing that happened to our generation and the black and black America is social media. I'm telling you, it's just it's not used correctly. The way you're using it, and you're promoting make history now, and you don't have a weed thing on your hat, or you don't have a dead person on your shirt. You get what I'm saying? It's just not promoted the right way, and a lot of and the social media people, a lot of our children, the younger generation, it's just getting twisted.
They don't. I mean, like at any situation that comes up that's related to policing, I think even from my perspective of knowing and being in both, right? I look at it like there are a lot. Even when I was a cop, there was a lot of situations when you're like, that's just a bad situation. That person, that cop handled that the wrong way. And then there's then there's thousands of other situations that people don't even hear about. You're not focused on. You're not thinking about it because it's just regular day-to-day stuff, right? The end result is that, just like anything else, people are going to focus more on the negatives than the positives.
Right.
And I think it's problematic when you have a career that is always dictated by what you did last, or what somebody else did, and it's going to represent you before you even say anything. And then the other side is, like, I always look at, like, there was one thing that they said, remember in the academy, they said, which makes a lot of sense. I think Riley said this. He was like, if you stopped any other career in the world would still be able to move, I think, to some degree. If you were to say every police officer tomorrow, don't go to work, like, I mean, like, at no level. I mean, like, from the state, FBI, any cop, don't go to work tomorrow. The world
for one day. Let's just say one day.
Just 24
hours.
That's a statistic. That's like, you could literally, like, it'd be over. If everyone knew tomorrow that there was going to be no cops anywhere, it'd be over. So that's a level of responsibility, and also it's a level of just confidence, in the sense that you're doing something that matters. It's just the fact that it's going to be difficult because of the problems and the things that other people have done in the past. It's just the reality of it. There's been a lot of cops that have misused their power, and they ruin it for the guys that actually want to do it for the right reasons. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you need cops when things go wrong. You need them. So
you're right.
It's not.
And listen, I'm willing to wear it on my shoulders. Like, we're held up to this. I get it. I get it. We have a badge. We're wearing that tin. We're going out there. We have guns out there, and we're held to a higher standard. I get that. But don't blame me for something that happened in Ferguson. Don't blame me for something that happened to George Floyd. Don't blame me. And again, every cop is not the same. Okay? But just because this cop is not handling a situation right, it don't mean that all cops, you see how cops are? He could just not be having a bad day. Don't relate the career. Don't relate the profession. He's just an asshole.
There's plenty of people that are like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you don't get anybody that actually is not an asshole and actually has the characteristics that could make that job, what it was, or just make it so that it's fair. You know what I mean? You always will have somebody that's going to be manipulating their power, going to be misusing, setting people up. Like, if you don't have nobody that's to counter that, it's like it's an endless wave. And I think the only thing I can say about social media, which is what you could use it for, and sometimes they have, is documentation of things that did go wrong. And they actually have like proof. Like, look, this is something that went wrong. You know, how do we solve it? And you utilize that to get justice for whomever. Because there's plenty of people you watch these shows, people get murdered, stabbed, raped, all this other crazy stuff that's happening to people. And you need people to come up and say, look, this is what I know, to help this family member or help this person out that lost a loved one that didn't need to. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you can't say you can't use something that's good when you need it. You know what I mean? It's like you're opportunistic. You know what I mean? Like, oh, cops are good when something happens to you, but they ain't good when you know when you drove through that stop sign, you hit somebody. Like, oh, now they're bad. Now they're bad.
Right. Now they're bad.
Like,
Yeah. You know, and you know what I believe too is sometimes it's all on your approach. Yeah. And a lot of people don't have people skills, no matter what color you are, black, white, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. It doesn't even matter. Yeah. And I realize when you get on scene, no matter who I am, and no matter who I'm you know, arriving for calls of service, it's your approach, it's your delivery, it's how you know, your first initial contact, and you calm everything down, and you're not yelling, and you're not directing, you're not screaming at people, and you're being respectful. I always, it's happened every single time. People don't look at your uniform, they're looking at the person. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I still think that there's some, I still think that I have faith in people, but it's got to be, especially in a stressful situation. When they calling us, something's up.
Something's up.
Something's up. Something bad happened. So it's got to be, you know, your initial contact, whoever you are, and showing respect. That's it. That's it. And some people don't have people skills.
I think respect goes a long way on both sides. I think that the people that are in these positions, sometimes they get burnt out. You know, just like any other job it's a job that can burn you out real quick. And if you're at that temperament, when your mind is not there, the best suggestion is to take a vacation or just hang it up, because it's like, that ain't a job when you should allow your emotions or anything that's stress that's going on to affect how you, because you're changing people's lives. You know, you got a responsibility.
Right.
You're taking away their Second Amendment, Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment. You know, like the idea that you can take away someone's freedom because you have that ability to do that to anybody.
Right.
That's a responsibility on you to
anybody.
Have your mind right. You know what I mean? You can't. Right. That's just my opinion. You can't be focused on other stuff when you're doing that particular job. I think every cop that is doing their job the right way needs to be commended. And every cop that's not doing the right way needs to get disciplined and punished.
Exactly.
Like, you know, you got too much power. You know, so that's a tricky thing.
Yeah. Too much power, and it is. It's a tricky thing. I think we're losing connection. Okay, got you. And there's gonna be days like, you know, the other day I you know, stepped in shit with a call, and man, I was there till 4 a.m. I was supposed to get out at 11 o'clock, typing away, and my you know, one of my sergeants, really good guy. He was a cop actually when I was you know, on the force. He was a cop, and then he got made and became a sergeant. So he realized the next day, he was like, hey, you know, if you need a day off, if you need to get off the road, let me know. You know, just you know, come inside, come into the report room and just type. But if you need to get off the road, because he said, I know it was a long night. I said, Sarge, I don't want to see another computer again, because I was in front of that computer all day, interviews, taking statements, going to the hospital, freaking it, you know, booking, processing. It was just a long night. But some people, they can get burnt out, and if it's not for you, it's not for you. Because like you said, you know, you have all this power, and if you manipulate it, you know, you may put a freaking a damper on people's lives, and they have that misperception, and you know, kind of validate what they're thinking, and then now
Yep.
yeah, what they're thinking, what they're saying, and now that trickles on to their neighbor. Now that trickles on to the person upstairs and to
Yep.
their friend, to their boyfriend, and he's like, you see what I mean? They came in here and
Yep.
blah 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 blah. But
the tricky thing.
yeah,
Man. Like I
it's a
said,
tricky thing.
I commend all y'all to actually doing it and doing it right. Because
Thank you.
you know what I mean? Just keep your head, be safe, make sure you doing it the right way,
Yeah, of course, all the time, man. I wake up, I can honestly say I do my job the right way, 100%. I treat people like that's my mom.
Yeah,
that's my sister.
And I think that's all what anyone really feels. And if you keep that at the forefront, I think you approach it that way. And that's what a lot of people that I at least from what I see, that have been problematic with policing. Because you'll always have guys that just. I remember I had a couple sergeants, lieutenants. They could just walk in the room. Everybody knows them, and they'd be like thugs, all kinds of oh, and they'd be fine because they just talk to them like a regular person. I know their brother. I took their son out to play football. And it's just how do we solve this problem? Even if they're doing something wrong, that's the craziest part. The people that are doing something wrong, when they get caught by the certain people, they're like, "Come on, you already know. Like you already know how to." Oh yeah, you're right. All right. And it's not you're getting locked up. You're doing they know you got caught. It is what it is.
Right. It isn't every situation. You're right. We have discretion. Everything when we come on scene, it doesn't have to be punitive.
Nah,
it doesn't have to be punitive. Even with listen, I had a story where this sergeant was telling me that, hey, you see a panhandler, give him a summons. We're like, all right. One cop went there, made contact with the panhandler, and took his money and tagged the money for property and evidence. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like that didn't need to
happen.
The summons. Okay, I get the summons. I probably wouldn't have written the summons. I get the summons. He's probably going to use the money that he collected to pay the summons, or the judge is going to knock it down or whatever. But to take the money and to tag it for evidence, that's I don't get that.
Yeah,
I don't get that. But
that's what I mean. It's everybody that's in a position that can do it. How do you do it? You know what I mean? Like, how do you do it?
Right.
Because he didn't have to do it that way. He could have just gave him the summons. He's like, oh, damn, he got me. Yup. You got it. Like, just take the summons. Don't create no problem. But then you can go to the extreme and do that. Like, take his money, write him up, put him in. Oh, now you got. Oh, okay. Try to, and it's just unnecessary to me. There's certain things that
it's unnecessary.
That some cops it is what it is, and that's the part. That's the piece to me that needs to be like ironed out. We gotta figure a way to kind of like get that out of policing.
Right. I mean, for me, did he do it right? Did he have an obligation to do that? I don't think he had the obligation, but did he do his job right? Yeah,
he did.
I mean,
yeah,
you're not going to argue that, but what I'm. Yeah, he could have taken it, but then now you're gonna have to tag it for property and all of that. Like that doesn't, to me, it's just a sour taste, in the community. Yeah. And that guy is gonna remember that cop for a long time, until he probably died forever.
Yeah, he took all his like you had to take my money. Yeah. So. So getting off that, and I understand like the dynamics of the problems with policing, but there's so many opportunities that you see. Thanks, Al. There's so many opportunities that you see, and so many things on the other end, like because obviously I do the acting thing as well, and I see so many great films that are based on like policing. You like Die Hard, you got the Weapons theories and Rush Hour movies like that. Like you're having fun, but you kind of like forget that they're doing policing. Right. But the idea is like, that's the other end. There's always like the pros and the cons. There's a lot of fun times, a lot of community stuff. There's a lot of like positivity, but just like anything else, it's always a little bit of negative. But going into the positive angle, as a cop, what is your favorite like police movie? Like, what is your favorite movie to watch?
My favorite movie to watch is Training Day.
Okay.
Officer Hoyt.
Officer Hoyt.
Oh, you motherfucker. That is my favorite. Training
Denzel killed
Day
that.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, he killed that. But I just want to let the people know, I don't. I'm not, siding with the Denzel
Yeah,
part
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
Training
yeah,
Day.
yeah.
It's the whole.
Whole movie.
It's the Officer Hoyt. It's the entire movie all together. And
Yep.
yeah, Training Day is one of my favorite movies because you kind of, like you said, you kind of get lost in the movie
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
forget about that. Those two guys were the cops,
Cops. Yeah,
and
yeah.
there was a good cop, bad cop,
Yep, yep.
and it's just a lot of what goes on in the policing world all in the one
Yep,
movie.
yep. The higher ups,
And or the higher ups
the
all
guys that
the
are on
way
the beat.
down.
Because he was like, if you want
Mm-hmm.
to go put tickets, go with him. You know, like this is where we
You're
think we're smart. You know what I mean? You got it. This ain't the little guys. We don't go after. Like that's nothing. You know, they put
No.
away. So, and that's like I said, that's like a whole other level. It's a whole nother level of life and a whole
Exactly.
other level. Like, obviously, he was you know that character he had done good things, but he was the antagonist, obviously, because he's the one that's got a little crooked stuff to kind of get his name out there and do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Hoyt that's actually wanting to do it the right way and almost gets corrupted. But it shows that just like anything else, it's a perfect example of the yin and the yang. You got one cop, they're both doing the same job, but one of them takes it seriously and the other one doesn't. The other one's just utilizing his power and misusing it. So it was a good dynamic. It was a good dynamic.
Yeah. So that's my movie. That's my movie, Training Day. Don't get me started, man. I see you like, if we was off camera, we would be all chopping it up with some beers and talking about some,
we gonna do
some scenes and stuff like that. Yeah.
So that's my movie. I like Training Day. Training Day was dope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a classic now, even with the sayings and the phrases he said in the movie. It was dope.
Yeah.
So with that, if you weren't a cop, what would you be doing right now? I know you talked about the teaching thing. What would you be doing if you weren't a police officer?
If I wasn't a police officer now, I think I'd still be continuing teaching, probably into coaching as well, coaching high school football and stuff like that. I consider teaching and being a coach and being a police officer, that's all in one mold. And everything. And I feel like when I'm a cop, I'm coaching, I'm here still teaching, wearing many hats out in the public. And I, as an SRO, 3 years being an officer, I was a cop. I did midnights, then I did evenings, and then I was a SRO for 2 years. And being inside the schools was more in my wheelhouse. The police station, my chief saw that, I had that tenacity to teach kids and be in there and have a rapport with the kids. And it was an amazing job.
Position.
And then
I actually liked, I didn't get a chance to actually be a SRO, but that was something that I would be like, oh, that's pretty dope, because you're still a cop, but then you see the youth grow up. You're in there, you make sure they're safe. You're not like out doing stuff, and you build a rapport. And all those people, they grow older. If you're in the school later, you see their kids. It's like I seen some
exactly.
I saw this guy go through school. He came back. He remembers certain things that happened. Blah blah. Anytime you're dealing with the community and you're doing a positive, or you have a positive outlook on certain things, or you make someone see it from a positive angle, it's always a better thing, because there's too many things inside the community already that are problematic. You know what I mean? So they see that from the jump. They see it from high school up, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember Officer Tommy, so he helped me with this, blah blah blah. And it's like, you know what I mean, you change that person's life. So that's a beautiful thing, man.
Exactly. And they're seeing one of them inside the school. They're seeing so they could be like, cop.
Okay, I might want to try that. And then it's like
you understand.
Yeah, it's across the board. You want to change as many minds as you can that long term look at it like that was a positive thing to do. Just like anything else, there's always there's always another avenue that you can kind of like weave in and out of life. But if it isn't
Right.
something that's like that's structured, that got stability and stuff, you're just looking for, you're setting yourself up for failure. You know what I mean? You got to have something
Mm-hmm.
that's stable. And a lot of times with
Mm-hmm.
people, anything that's related to like people, it's usually stable because if people change, it's like, all
It's
right,
usually
somebody to
stable.
protect you. It's like, all right. So
You're right. You got a job. You got
yeah, you got a
As
job.
long as you're dealing with people, you got a job.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I took that opportunity too to start recruiting some kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then they see me and they see me going to the games,
Yep.
to the
Yep.
football games, out of uniform, and they looking at me like, "Yo, is that Officer Thomas?"
Yeah. Oh, yo,
They
this
give me a
is smooth. We
nickname,
got yo. You
Plainclothes.
pulled up in the.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
smooth.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is life if you do it
yeah.
right. You know what I mean?
This is life.
And then it's like,
Exactly.
okay, well, you got to do this. You got to go to school. You got to have your
Mm-hmm.
your record got to be right. You got to be a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Your credit got to be right. These are all the things that you need anyway. And then you have a career
Right.
that kind of solidifies all that. It's still the only thing that I think now it's the temperament and the respect from the outside looking in to some degree
Mm-hmm.
that's changed in the last
Right.
years. But it has its like
Exactly.
its moments, you know what I mean? It has its moments. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll
It does. I think the pendulum will swing where we're back to being the heroes again.
Yep.
And everything is cool. But for me, I think about how am I gonna be responsible for myself? You know what I mean? And how I'm gonna be great every day when I wake up and when I put my pants on and I put my vest on and I go out there and say, you know what? I'm not in a hurry to get to this call. This is how when that call comes, when my number is called, I'm like, I'm not gonna be in a hurry to get this call. What's the nature of the call? Go, start outlining what I need to do when I arrive on scene. Make sure no one's hurt. I'm okay, and then then my personality comes out.
Yeah,
my personality comes out.
And I think that's a trait that it's hard to nail down, because I think even if you were to look on the other end, recruiting somebody that has these traits and then allowing them to be in an environment that they can utilize it is difficult as well. So it's kind of like they put all this effort, time, money into you, and they kind of see if you can make it, and it's like, if you don't make it, you don't make it. But it's like, if you do make it, it's like, okay, we got somebody that was good across the board to some degree, the best that we could kind of like test. Obviously, get that application through, but like the best testing that we can do to make somebody that can do that job, and that's it.
Yeah.
So we talked about the schooling stuff and with the kids and everything like that with coaching. What are the last question that I have is what are your future endeavors as a police officer? Like, what would you think about doing in the future, in near future or long term?
In the future, I think we lost a little connection here.
Good.
But we slowed. There we go. We back at it. My hope for the future is so I can get back into the schools, because right now we're cutting back.
Okay.
There's a lot of in need. We're trying to hire officers, so we have one cop in the high school now, and there's 6 security guards. So they put me back in patrol.
Okay.
And so my hope is to get back into the school, and then my second vision moving forward is I want to be a sergeant. I want to be have that brass on and be out there. And I think my positive trait is managing people, and I think I'm able to manage people and know what their strength is, and to come on scene and say, hey, what do you need? And just sit back and listen, let the officer work. And if I have to jump in, I can jump in, because I think, I think just being a patrol officer, which is not bad, I think it can tax on a lot of people. But I think with my experience and and shit, motherfucker, you old. Me, I'm old. I think I'm well suited. And
I like that term.
We're seasoned. I like it. We are, but I think I'm better suited or beneficial to the department as being an overseer and doing my thing in that aspect. So
I think when we're realistic about life, and even when we were talking when we were going through the academy and stuff, it's kind of like we've done a lot of other stuff. This is like another check. So if it's another check, it's kind of like, where can I utilize my skill the best? I'm not trying to be Captain America. I'm trying to be, Nick Fury. Like, I just want to make sure the guys that really, really can, make sure y'all in the right spot where you need to be. Make sure you got enough people. Make sure you got the right knowledge. I give you advice to make sure, but don't let it fool you. If something does pop off, I'm ready. It's not gonna be like it's not gonna be an easy one. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like reality is when you get to a certain point, certain age, it's like your knowledge is what you want to pass on. Your physicality,
right?
So long,
Right. You get it. Exactly. Listen, I'm not the one stopping cars. I'm not the one, Nick trying to stop cars, trying to, grab nickel and diamond. I know in my mind, I'm not gonna, arrest Pablo Escobar out there. It's not gonna be. That's not the thing. And those people, I'm not knocking them, but they have other aspirations to become, to go to street crime or major investigations. That's cool, but I think, and they're young. They're young. They're young. They like gunning and and rolling out there. And but me, I'm just more of, I see the bigger picture. I see is how the community is looking at us as police. How can I change the narrative? And like you said, with what I know, how can I pass on to these young guys out there? And again, I'm not the I can open up a red book right now. I don't know what a motor vehicle law. I have to open up the book. Some of these guys are sharp. They'd be like, oh yeah, that's reckless and dangerous. All right, that's fine. But let's look at it entirely. Let's look at the whole situation. And that's it, man. That's it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna get into the shotgun questions. This is more the personal end. We got the question stuff, so more the personal. This is the pull up in the Beamer, the yellow Yankee fitted. This is Captain Thomas.
I like it.
You know what I mean?
I like it.
So y'all, before in the academy, Phil was my captain. So he was the lead in my class. So we had our little clique or whatever, but we were good in our class. We had our little group, but he was the lead. So we got a lot of experience, a lot of history, but at the same time, when you're going back to leading other people, I can attest to it that you are a good leader. You know what I mean? You're a good leader by example and how you carry yourself, everything like that. So like I say,
I appreciate that.
Going into that, you'll do great things. You do great things.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. But going into the shotgun questions, we're going to go into this is more of a preference thing. If you like something or you don't, you can elaborate on it if you like. But this is more just to get some more personal, your preferences on certain things. And one of them, if you like hamburgers or hot dogs,
Gotcha.
Just to get people to get a taste of how you are as a person in your
right. You know what I was waiting for? I was waiting for when you transition to that segment, like Funk Master Flex, shotgun, sound, bombs dropping. And
I might add that later.
Yeah, I like that. Oh man.
All right, so you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Cool. So what is a better franchise to you? Yankees or Red Sox?
Oh man, come on, baby.
You better not say Red Sox. I know.
Yankee fitted, boy. Come on. Of course the Yankees.
I was like, you better not say Red Sox, wear no Yankee hat.
I should have said the Red Sox, right? I should have Red Sox.
Yeah, Red Sox. Woo. All right. Better player, Kobe Bryant or LeBron?
Kobe. Mamba.
Yeah.
the Mamba. Yeah, yeah.
So,
He was just different.
rest in
He was
peace.
just different.
Yeah.
Yep. R.I.P. He was just different.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, across the board, any of the questions it's obviously up for debate depending on your preference. That's the whole point.
Okay.
Because you can't really lose with either one. LeBron is not no name. He's not he's not a slacker or nothing. But when you're at that echelon, that level of skill, it's like, okay, who do you feel was better and why? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Kobe, the Black Mamba. He was just built different, and he just had that eye every time he, But the thing is, that work ethic.
Yeah.
That Kobe, legendary.
Yep.
I mean, it was that his story was told amongst all NBA athletes on just his psyche on telling people like, yeah, you want to go out, let's go out, and let them go out, and he in the gym.
Yeah, he in the gym.
You get what I'm saying?
And they said that countless times. He wouldn't go out, and they'd be like, yo, let's go. They go into the club. They go into, like, no, I'm gonna go in. He go to the gym after the practice. After practice, doing all that. It's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, he was built different, man. That's an animal. He was a beast.
So, better artist overall. This is more like a performing artist. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Oh God. Those were both my eras too. See? My God.
I can't give you all easy ones, bro. I gotta give you something that's gonna be challenging.
Oh my God.
Red light.
I'm gonna have to go with MJ.
Jackson.
By just a little bit. MJ by just a little bit.
Okay.
Because right now what's going in my mind is Purple Rain. Purple Rain. Yo, I'm telling you. But yeah, MJ. I'm gonna have to go with MJ.
MJ, okay.
Yeah. So, but MJ before the tan.
Before the tan.
yeah. MJ before the tan. Yeah. MJ
I mean,
before the tan.
I think one thing is that he's got. I don't know. I would imagine he's probably got. It's all good. So we saying MJ for just because like even what I was saying before is that Michael. I think he has a longer period of being excellent because even when he first came out, he was a little kid. He was playing with his older brothers, and he was the lead. So it's like you got that period, you got the teen period with the Jackson 5, and you got this solo Michael. Like Prince, you just saw it was really just Prince. He wasn't with nobody else, you know what I mean? At least from what I know. That's the only thing that to me.
Exactly. So Mike has that long-lasting effect on us, and all his hits. Damn, I'm just remembering all the Jackson 5. They got some hits too.
I mean, like he got like hits in every, like literally from when he was 5. Like, well, when did he start? Like 87?
Yeah, to like 7, 40. Right?
Yeah. I mean, like he got all that time, all those decades. He made hits in every decade, literally.
Right.
I think there was something like he's the only artist that's ever done that.
But if you ask Mike, rest in peace, he would say
Prince.
Freaking Prince. Prince was his, idol and paved the way for him.
And then you think about it on the other end is like in terms of like an artist. Prince played like literally every instrument. He could pick up any instrument and play it. You know what I mean? That's like almost humanly impossible. And then the dude sang and then he performed too. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it just like I said, it all ends up to your preference. I don't really think you can lose with either one. I've heard people say Prince, I've heard Michael, so it's really your
exactly. Preference. Yeah. It's a win-win.
Win-win. This is more of a nerd question because I like the comics and stuff like that. Okay. Are you team Marvel or team DC? Team Iron Man or team Superman?
I'm Marvel.
Marvel?
Yeah, okay. Marvel Comics was the way I grew up with Marvel Comics all the time, man. That's Superman and who else?
Batman
and all of them. Yeah, that was. Yeah, not that I don't get into that anymore, but yeah, Marvel was the shit for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like So the last one is more like a scenario situation, right? So
Okay.
if so, all right. So you're at a bar, and you're having a drink, and somebody bumps you, and all of a sudden it turns into an altercation where he wants to try to fight, right? At the bar, there's two other dudes there at the bar, and you get to pick one of the guys to help you fight, right? The other guy, your opponent gets to have to fight, so it's 2-on-2. Okay.
Okay.
If you pick one, the other guy gets the other guy. Okay.
Okay.
Who you going with? Tyson, Mike Tyson, or Muhammad Ali?
To be my partner?
Yeah, to be your partner.
Oh, that's Iron Mike all day long. Iron Mike all day long.
Yeah.
All day long. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm picking Iron Mike. I'm picking Mike, pre 30 million in one fight, post 30 million one fight.
You can't really go wrong with that. I think a lot of people, they like, so for instance, the ones that said like Muhammad Ali, they would say, oh, because he's smarter, he would be able to figure out another way to beat Mike, or because cause he got beat before with taller fighters and all other stuff. I'm like, yeah, you gotta remember, that's like a boxing ring. There's rules. Like, Mike's the type of dude, I think, if you were in a regular street fight, he's picking up chairs, he's throwing people into walls. You know what I mean? Like, he's
biting your finger off. He's doing everything.
I'm gonna put my money on Mike too. That was my.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, because at that point we all in deep.
Yeah.
It's about to be.
It's going down.
We're like, all right, it's going down. There's no talking. Down. There's no philosophy going in it. Yeah. It's going down.
It's going down.
We like, all right, we taking it outside, walking that right now. Yeah. Trying to find a door.
Yeah.
It's Mike. Mike is the one that I want right next to me.
That's what's up.
Big. Yeah. I am Mike. Brooklyn Mike, I call him. Yeah, we're from the same cloth, boy. Brooklyn Mike.
What's up, man? So, like I said, that's it for my shotgun questions. Where if somebody's trying to reach and get in contact with you, it's up to you. You don't have to put any plugs if you don't want, obviously, because of the profession and stuff. But if you do, where would they find you at, or where can they find you at?
Man, I don't know if I can.
Yeah, if you can, you don't have to, but it's just if you want to.
I mean, I don't know. After this, if you want to put in my IG, I just don't remember my IG right now off the rip.
Yeah, we can just put it.
They could. All right, perfect. You can contact me on my IG or whatever, and anybody have any aspirations on going into law enforcement, they can hit me up on my IG. I can connect them to the right person. Go for a little ride along.
Yep.
Hoyt,
Hoyt.
I've been planning this all day. So we could do the damn thing, and then that's it. Okay. Bridge, this was amazing.
Thank you.
I'm always, I'm here to support you anytime, man.
Yeah, likewise.
My day off.
You already know you my guy, so
you my guy.
Bigger and better things. Like I said, I always tell everybody, I just want more blessings for you. Make sure that you're doing great things in your life. Everything is good. Stay safe with the job and everything like that, and prosper, bro. That's all I ask for. That's all I pray for my people. So
yeah, man, you too.
And like I said, thank you for believing in this, and like I said, promoting. I'll send you the links once it comes out. There's gonna be 2 different versions of it. It'll be like the vertical one, and then it'll be the whole episode on YouTube.
Okay.
All right. Just keep promoting and trying to build a channel up. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yo, you're doing a good job. I always knew you had that leadership thing. You did the cop thing. You could do it. You could still do the cop thing. But
if I want to, no bridges are burned. But
Exactly. That's good. But you're doing good things, my man. And yo, keep up the good work, baby. And listen. Good health and wealth with your family, man. Tell everybody I say hi.
Thank you, bro.
And yeah, we'll catch up, man. We'll catch up.
Yeah, we're gonna catch up soon. You already know when.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait, brother.
All right, bro. I'll check you later. For all the audience,
All
thank
right.
you. See you, subscribe, and peace. Check to the next video.